Hey guys, it's Rob here, and we got the reveal for Star Wars The Fallen Order and some tidbits on the gameplay for the game. In this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the trailer we got, explain why I'm still hesitant and not 100% on board with Star Wars The Fallen Order. And we're also going to talk about Mike Futter, a gaming journalist who had some pretty outlandish things to say to gamers. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. So Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order trailer was shown not too long ago. And I really enjoyed the trailer. I'm a story person. I like having great stories in my games. It's a big reason why I love RPG games because of the stories that are told within that genre. Main attractions of this trailer to me was the story that they were telling in this trailer. This guy who's just trying to survive in this new world, this harsh world that he's forced to live in, and he's trying to not stand out. Though that is kind of hard when you can use the Force. The trailer showed action, loss, excitement, and above all else, a pretty interesting character from the looks of the trailer. But there's one thing missing, one important factor, one important ingredient to this trailer to make it a complete trailer and to get people on board, and that is gameplay. I think seeing some kind of gameplay for this game would have brought a lot more people on board as a first reveal. Now we do have some possible information on Jedi The Last Order and its gameplay. During the Star Wars The Fallen Order panel, we got some more information on what we can expect from the gameplay. So I'm going to read off some quotes from you that explain what the gameplay is going to be like, or give you an idea of what the gameplay is going to be like for Star Wars Fallen Order. It means you really have to understand not only the enemy that you're up against, but the group of enemies, and they each have their own strengths, they each have their own weaknesses. You have to figure out what tools you have in your skill set to best take them down. If you look at a game like Zelda Wind Waker, as you get different abilities, each enemy is crafted in a certain way, or even Metroid, or some games like that. The enemies are crafted in a certain way. Once you upgrade, you think about how you're going to approach them differently, and maybe they aren't as big as a challenge as they were at one point. Then it becomes, well, how do we make that work in Star Wars? Because we can't just go out and make all these mechanic-oriented AI to fight against. They have to be authentic, real, like in Star Wars. Now the game journalist continues to ask questions, and he asks, do we see boss battles at all? Is that something that emerges? Which they replied, yes, certainly there will be boss battles in the game. So what this all means is that we're going to have abilities in Star Wars The Last Jedi, and we're going to use different abilities throughout our gameplay to tackle different enemies, and enemies are going to have weaknesses, they're going to have strengths. It's going to be a lot like, kind of like God of War actually. If you remember, each of them had their strengths, weaknesses, you had to attack from different ways and use different abilities, and once you gained a new ability, you'd be able to take a previous enemy down a lot more easier. It was a lot like that in God of War, Spider-Man PS4, of course Wind Waker, Metroid, a lot of games that involve getting abilities over time in gameplay. And now for Mike Futter. He's a gaming journalist who's worked for Game Informer, he's written a lot of articles for Game Daily Biz and other gaming websites. And during the reveal for Star Wars The Fallen Order, he had something to say towards gamers. Yes, gamers. Everyone, if you're watching a gamer, he's talking to you, he's talking to me, he's talking to everybody who is a gamer. I'm going to read the full quote right here, and it kind of irked me when he said this. Dear gamers, this is your chance to prove publishers wrong. You think that a single-player, story-driven games by third-party publishers are sustainable in today's market? Prove it. I hope you're right, but you're gonna need to show up. First of all, no, we don't need to show up. What needs to happen is EA needs to give us a game that's full, complete, no bugs, no problems at launch. There needs to be a full and complete game. This cannot be Anthem, this cannot be Battlefront 1, this cannot be Battlefront 2, this cannot be any game that has released in a poor state. Division 1, I can go on and on and on. You cannot shove microtransactions in this game. You cannot give an incomplete product and think that it's gonna make money. I don't get why anybody in their right mind would think an incomplete product is going to make money. That is not how it works, and that's not how it's ever gonna work. And that's not just the part that irked me. It was another part of this tweet that definitely got me a little bit angry, and that's that we need to prove the publishers wrong. Like, we're the ones that are doing something. Like, you have to pay for these games so that they can make money. No, we don't have to pay for incomplete products. This is your chance to prove publishers wrong. No, that has been proven wrong multiple times. Like I've said previously in this video, games that I've previously talked about in this video, Spider-Man PS4, God of War, Division 2, Division 1 at some point made a lot of money once they fixed it and got rid of those bugs and made it a fun and complete game. That's why Division came back from the grave. In the end, it's up to EA and Respawn Entertainment to actually make this game full and playable and fun to play. It's gonna bring a lot of people in. People are already excited for this game, despite it being made by EA, despite all the problems that they've caused in the past. There are still people who are ready to jump on board. Me personally, because one, it's EA, you know they're gonna screw this up somehow, even though this sounds good. No multiplayer, no microtransactions, single player, gameplay like Metroid, gameplay like Zelda Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, gameplay like God of War, it still has something. Something in there is just gonna mess up. I don't trust EA, and that's because I've been burned way too many times, and now I've pretty much learned my lesson. So that's pretty much why I'm not 100% on board, but it is exciting. Don't get me wrong, it is exciting to hear about a new Star Wars game that's potentially good and have no microtransactions, no multiplayer, just none of the mess that EA has been giving us this past year, or actually more than a year technically. But that's my thoughts on the gameplay reveal trailer for Jedi The Last Order. Tell me your thoughts in the comments section below of everything we talked about in this video. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe for more and leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next video.